Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the President honored the resurgence of the American auto industry, challenged governors to invest in education, held a dinner honoring Iraq War veterans, hosted the Prime Minister of Denmark, and urged Congress to end subsidies for oil and gas companies during a trip to New Hampshire. That's February 24th to March 1st, or that's worth fighting for.
Worth more than just the cars they build. They're a symbol of American innovation and know-how. They're the source of our manufacturing might. If that's not worth fighting for, what's worth fighting for?
On Friday, the President hosted his first bilateral meeting with Denmark's first female Prime Minister, who was elected last September.
Ensure not only economic stability in Europe, but also growth in Europe, because if Europe is growing, that benefits the U.S. economy as well.
Meanwhile, in Thomasville, North Carolina, Dr. Jill Biden and Secretary of Labor Hilda Solis met up with the Vice President at Davidson County Community College, the last stop on their Community College to Career bus tour. The tour highlighted the importance of community colleges in training American workers through industry partnerships. On Monday, the President addressed the National Governors Association in the state dining room and challenged them to not balance budgets by cutting funds for colleges or laying off teachers.
Nothing more clearly signals what you value as a state than the decisions you make about where to invest. We can't allow higher education to be a luxury in this country. It's an economic imperative that every family in America has to be able to afford.
On Tuesday, the President spoke at the UAW annual conference, where he praised the American auto workers for their hard work and dedication, which didn't just keep the American auto industry alive, it's led them back to prosperity.
So no, we were not going to take a knee and do nothing. We were not going to give up on your jobs and your families and your communities. So in exchange for help, we demanded responsibility. We said to the auto industry, you're going to have to truly change, not just pretend like you're changing. So I promise you this, as long as you've got an ounce of fight left in you, I'll have a ton of fight left in me.
The President also signed an executive order creating an administration task force to enforce trade laws and ensure a level playing field for American workers. He also welcomed the American Legion leadership and ended the day with a treat. In the diplomatic room, first graders from Orchard Garden School in Roxbury, Massachusetts were warming up before performing for the President and their governor, Deval Patrick. The school, which has benefited from the administration's Race to the Top program, was eager to showcase the spoken word talents of its students, including a rendition of Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech.
I feel like I was as powerful as Martin Luther King Jr. and I feel amazed.
Why do you feel so amazed?
Because I feel like this whole thing is just a dream, but it's not.
That my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
You guys, you make me so proud. You guys were so good.
On Leap Day, the President conducted interviews with ESPN's Bill Simmons and ABC's Bob Woodruff, and held a dinner honoring members of our armed forces who served in Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation New Dawn and their families.
These rooms have hosted presidents and prime ministers and kings and queens. But in the history of this House, there's never been a night quite like this. Because this evening, we welcome not the statesmen who decide great questions of war and peace, but citizens, men and women from every corner of our country, from every rank of our military, every branch of our service, who answer the call, who go to war, who defend the peace.
On Thursday, the President traveled to snowy New Hampshire to visit Nashua Community College, where he challenged Congress to vote to end $4 billion in taxpayer subsidies that are currently sent to oil and gas companies.
You can stand with the oil companies or you can stand up for the American people. You can keep subsidizing a fossil fuel that's been getting taxpayer dollars for a century, or you can place your bets on a clean energy future. So I'm asking everybody here today, anybody who's watching at home, let your member of Congress know where you stand. Will you do that?
To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.